Hi, I'm Annette Schmidt, and we are here today in the Tellico Village Network studio, and we are going to be talking with Pastor Charlie and Teresa Barnard. And they're going to be here today talking about the Mary Ann Rupert Ride to Remember. And it's going to be for two organizations that I think everyone in our community are going to want to support. Charlie and Teresa pastored First Baptist Church of Tellico Village for 17 years, and they retired in 2022. They're going to talk with us today about this Mary Ann Rupert Ride to Remember. They're going to tell us about how it started, what it's all about, and more importantly, how we as a community can support them in this effort. Welcome, Charlie and Teresa.
Thank you.
So glad you're here today. And I want to get right to it, Charlie, and tell us, how did this all come about? This is not your first ride, for sure. So how did this all happen?
Well, actually, it all started back in 2013 when we were in Yellowstone National Park and met a couple from Canada. And we have become friends with this couple, and they always wanted to do the Alaskan Highway, and so have we, so it's been on our bucket list. So we're finally going to do that with this couple from Canada. We decided, well, we'll do it as a fundraiser because we've done this in the past, and Alzheimer's has hit our family and hit it hard, and so we felt like that we ought to do this for organizations that help caregivers taking care of people with Alzheimer's.
And I know that there's two organizations that you're going to ride for, and they're going to be able to donate to our listeners and viewers are going to be able to donate to those organizations. If you want to mention them now, but we're going to come back and talk about them in more detail. And I know one is Our Place, which is in Loudoun County.
And the other one is in Blount County, and it is Senior Citizens Home Assistance Services, or known as SHAZ.
SHAZ. And as you said, they really support caregivers and the issues that they have to deal with. Takes its toll.
Yes.
No doubt. And I also want to talk to you because I think I've heard you say that you've got some younger ones now focusing on helping you with your rides. And so you're going to have some new little gadgets and gadgets.
We are. And that came about because Hickory Construction is one of our corporate sponsors. And they have a young lady that's in their IT department that they have loaned to us. And she has got us on Instagram and Facebook. She knows a way of tracking us on the motorcycle to keep up with us. She is posting to these sites for us, so all we have to do is send her the pictures and she does all the work for us, which is good because Teresa and I are on the dirt road of technology, and she's been wonderful to help us along.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit because I want to talk to Teresa for a little while. And I know that you've said that, I've heard you say this route is your bucket list. For one thing, right. I want you to mention that, and I also want you to tell us what it's like to ride 9,000 miles on the back of a motorcycle. How do you do that?
One day at a time.
Okay, that's good advice.
Yes.
And I also know that most of us have trouble packing for a weekend and not bringing too much. How do you do this?
Years of practice, for one. And realizing that you do not have to take everything and that you don't have to have a pair of shoes for every outfit. So, but basically what we do is we pack for 7 days, and generally most lodging, they have a washer dryer, and we'll just wash when we need to and repack it.
And the other thing I think that you did mention, this is your bucket list.
Yes.
And so you've always wanted to do this ride.
Well, ever since we met the Canadian couple, we thought that would be a great thing for us to do together. So we waited till both men retired and decided we had enough time to put into this long ride. So we're excited about it.
And I'm going to come back to you, Charlie, now.
Okay.
And I'd like you to give us a little more information about how folks can support your effort and your ride. We've got a great list here of all your sponsors, your corporate sponsors, and I think you've mentioned some of those. But what are other ways that people, and I see that you've got your shirts on.
Yes.
So what are some of the other ways and the organizations that you are riding for?
Well, I tell you, the corporate sponsors that you see listed back here, they have been wonderful, and a number of them have been with us for the last 10 years. So they give a good amount of money and have supported us very, very well. And now individuals are also a big part of this. And in the very first ride we ever did, it was primarily our church that was the individual sponsors. But since then we've had people out of the community, and now of course we've got two communities, our new church in Blount County and our former church in Loudoun County. And they can give through the websites. They can go on Wildwood Baptist Church website, First Baptist Tellico Village website, or Shaz website, or Our Place website. All of them have a link to the Facebook and Instagram pages. Also, they have Venmo links so that you can actually give online. Now, the other way to give is to go to one of the churches, and we'll be not only at First Baptist Tellico Village, but we'll also be at Wildwood Baptist, but also First Baptist Lenoir City wanted in, and they are a corporate sponsor. But at each one of these churches, we'll be soliciting individual sponsors, and even people that are not there can come back later, fill out a form, get a shirt, be a part of the whole event. We'll have a departure lunch, a return dinner. The departure lunch is on Sunday, June 25th. We'll be preaching at our present church, this little Baptist church about a mile from our farm. And after we preach, we will have a lunch. Then we get on the motorcycles and head toward Canada. So we will return on Wednesday evening, July the 19th, to First Baptist Tellico Village for a return dinner at 5 o'clock. There's always a lot of excitement around that return dinner too.
There's always a lot of excitement when you two are riding. Have we missed anything? Is there something that you would specifically like to ask our viewers? And I know that one of the ways that you can be supported and need to be supported is through prayers.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say, is that we not only covet the prayers, but we are counting on the prayers, because we know from past experiences that near misses or mechanical issues or whatever have been prevented because of the prayers of the people. So we absolutely do.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, on my right wrist is the prayer bracelet. It says Ride to Remember 2023, and we ask people to wear this and remember to pray for us. So the prayers are important to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie, is there anything else that you would like to cover that we may not have done?
No, our goal is $80,000. That way we can give $40,000 to Shaz and $40,000 to Our Place. Our corporate sponsors, I do want to mention them again, because with our corporate sponsors, we're already over $40,000. And
did I hear that? And Teresa and their rides, we have to up the goal, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing.
Yes, that happens.
You like to under-promise and over-deliver.
Always.
I like that.
Always, we do. And so, you know, we've got some that have been with us for 10 years. Matlock Tire Service, Alcoa Good Times, Chick-fil-A out of Lenoir City. They've been very good to sponsor us for 10 years now. And then we've got new ones that have come on board. Tom Hatcher Charities out of Blount County, they're new to us this year, and they actually did the shirt for us and did a good job on the shirts. Then Hickory Construction, that gave us their IT people, they're new to us. Garza Law Firm, they're not on the list over here, but they wanted to be on the motorcycle itself. So there's a magnetic sign that has Garza Law Firm on it that'll be on the motorcycle.
That's exciting.
So, and then the Williams family, that's actually Teresa's family. And like I say, that family's been hit by Alzheimer's. And so they've been big supporters of this ride as well.
I want to circle back just for a second and talk a little bit about your organizations that you're going to be riding for. I'm very familiar with Our Place and the wonderful work that they're doing. And I know that it's a year old. It just celebrated, I think, its first anniversary, and it is serving Loudoun and Monroe County, and I think maybe some other surrounding areas extremely well. And you were very instrumental, as well as First Baptist Church, in making sure that that could become a reality back in the beginnings. And it's a wonderful place, and I know that the other organization that you're going to be riding for will be equally needy of the resources. So we look forward to having our communities support this and support you with our prayers, our dollars, and look forward to hearing lots of great stories when you get back. Beware of the bears and the moose.
Yes.
Take caution. Thank you for being with us today. And this is Tellico Village Network. Thank you for watching.